Hey everyone, CJ again from OcularCMS. Right now I'm going to show you how to create a database field for your database table. This assumes that you've already created a table, and be sure to check out the demo video for how to create a table if you haven't done so already. But if you have, what you do is you click in the menu, and of course you need to be in advanced mode in order to do this. So if you see a message that says switch to advanced mode, go ahead and click that. Otherwise, click Manage Site and then Database, and it's going to launch your database and you'll see your tables. I created this sample table, and there are 0 fields within the table. So if I click on it and then click Edit, what it's going to do is it's going to first prompt me, since this is my first time in this table, it's going to prompt me to add at least one field. So I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to type in a name. This is for the field, and you can have any number of fields that you want. But let's just say first name. The second option, link to a field from another table. This is a more advanced feature. Let's say that you have a table where you have just members, and these are members that are associated with particular categories. Maybe they're businesses, and you have a separate table that has just categories. Well, if you wanted to have a field in your members table that is for the categories, instead of recreating every single category within every single record, instead you can just link it to that category table, and you would maintain the categories over in that separate table, and that's it. It makes it very simple. But for this purpose, since I'm not linking, I'm just going to leave it as no. For the type, this is a really cool feature about the OcularCMS database. A normal database table has different field types. You've got your text and your longer text, and you've got Boolean and enum and all sorts of different field types. But this database table goes way further. So yeah, you have your standard text, which is like a single line text and multiple lines. But then you've got currency and date, email, web address. Basically, these field types have properties that are particular to that type. So for example, if I do a date field, similar to like in a database, it allows you to format that date in a particular fashion before displaying it on the website. If it's a web address field, well, when you enter in a web address for that person or that record and display it on the website, the site already knows that it's a web address and therefore makes it into a clickable link with various options. State drop-down is the United States, 50 states in a drop-down, so you don't have to have a field, let's say in a form, where you ask for the state and people enter in full name for the state, some do abbreviated. Well, this makes it nice and clean so that they have a drop-down for it, so that it's always consistent data. Address allows, if you have this field displaying in a form, it allows people to enter in an address, and it breaks it up into separate fields. Address 1, address 2, city, state, zip, you get the idea. Moving down, there's image, slideshow, files. These are all related to, of course, images and files, whether it's a slideshow or just an image displaying from the database table. Lots of different options associated with those types. Now we have true false, which it's either yes or no, on or off, true or false. User defined, this is where, let's say you have a field that is for defining the size of something. Let's say it's a products database table, and you want to have a field that lists the sizes, and all of your products in this table happen to be small, medium, and large, let's say. Well, this allows you to create small, medium, and large as options for that field. Comments, 5-star rating, social media, these are all related to social features of the website. I'm not going to get into those in detail. Display order, this is something where if you do have this field in your table, you can use this field for ordering when displaying on the website. It's a nice feature to have. Subscription option, that's something related to e-commerce. I won't get into that right now. Single map location, it's a way to display a map. Again, not going to get into some of these in detail. Username, password, these are for member-driven websites. You can have a username field and a password field and so on. Add to cart button, these are various, for e-commerce sites, these are various options related to the add to cart button. Attribute, similar items, those are, and Google categories, these are all obviously related to e-commerce. Not going to get into those in detail. But as you can see, there are a lot of different field types. For this purpose, since it's just a name, I'm just going to select the text single line and say create new field. And it's been created. If you click on this triple dot menu, you see Edit Table Properties and Edit Fields. Edit Fields allows you to not only see and edit the existing fields, but also to add new fields. So if I wanted to add, let's say, another one, we're going to call it photo. So we'll have a name and a photo. And you can see that since we have multiple fields now, we can tell it where we want it to be in relation to the other fields. Let's choose the image field type and create new field. And now we have a table with two field types. And if I were to say show results where show all records, in this case there are 0 records, obviously we haven't added any data yet. What it does is it shows me at least the fields. You can see record ID, text, and photo. And if you hover over each of the fields, it shows you what type of field it is: text, single line, image. As you add fields, of course, they show up just like in a spreadsheet and as columns. And if I had data, the records would show line by line here, just like in a spreadsheet. Shortcut for editing the properties of a field is to click on the field itself and fill in the blanks. There are lots of different properties associated, in this case with an image field. You can do dimensions for the pixel dimensions for the thumbnails and so on. I'm not going to get into details here, but bottom line, if you want to make changes to or add new fields, this is where it happens. I will be doing a separate video explaining how to add data as well as edit data, so be sure to check those out. But for this video, I just wanted to make sure that you understood how to create fields and edit the properties of the fields. Alright, take care. See you next time.